In this video, I'll show you the modern way of how to analyze network calls in any web application. So for accessing the network tab of any web application, you should know that the first thing you need to do is right click, then click on inspect. And this tab over here opens up on the right hand side. Then you click on these arrows and you click on network. So if I just refresh this page again, all the requests that this page does get shown up right over here. Now there are a lot of requests that this page is making, and there's 134 KB of bandwidth transferred between the server and the browser. Now, what if you wanted to understand how any of these requests work or what they do behind the scenes? For example, if I click on this and if I expand this a little bit, you can see there are a lot of things over here such as request URL, request method, status code, and so many other different things. So what if you wanted to understand the underlying information between each of these requests so you can get a better understanding of how these big websites work behind the scenes, so you can probably also implement that in your own projects and get a better understanding of how things are served from the server to the client and how they're rendered and so on. But in the modern way, you know, we do everything with the help of AI because that's what makes our lives easier. So you will notice something that in the network tab now, if I hover on any of these resources, you can see I get this icon over here. Now this icon is nothing but it's an AI assistance tool that's built in and embedded into the developer tools itself by Google. Now, if you want to use this to be able to extract information for any of these resources, make sure that you go to the settings, and in the settings you go to AI innovations and you have these two options toggled on. Alright, once that's done, you can, for example, click over here in the Ask AI icon, and here you get this entire panel open up, which is the AI assistance panel, and here you can ask anything about this particular resource and the information present in this resource to get a better understanding and overview of what this resource is exactly doing. So for example, I can go down here, you can see this chat bar over here, and over here I can just simply write, can you explain this request in simple terms? And I can press enter. You can see it analyzes the network data, basically everything that's present over here, and then it gives a quick response about this resource in a very understandable manner. So for example, here it says this is a standard GET request to stackoverflow.com/questions, which is the URL over here. Its purpose is to retrieve the main HTML content for a Stack Overflow questions page, which typically displays a list of recent or popular questions. Alright, so the request was successful as indicated by a status of 200 OK. Looking at the timing, the majority of the request duration, 279.92 seconds, which you can go over here and access the timing. So 279.92 milliseconds, not seconds, out of 416.19 milliseconds total was spent waiting for server response. This indicates that the server took the longest to process the request and generate the response. While this duration is not excessively long, it is the primary area for potential optimization on the server side if performance were a concern. Well, it seems like this page was entirely rendered and sent from the server, so it might be server-side rendered. This answer gives us the idea that this page might be server-side rendered. So for example, let's say if I copy this part, consider the following example, then I open the view page source and I paste that over here. You see these texts are already rendered from the server and sent to the browser. So you get all the information of the pre-rendered HTML over here. This means this page was rendered and served from the server, and because it has a lot of questions in it, so a lot of API calls might have had to go off in the server to generate this HTML before it was sent to the client, and that's why it takes 279.92 milliseconds, which can have potential optimization on the server side to improve the timing or the performance of this page being served from the server to the client. So then here it says the request included several standard headers like accept encoding, and user agent, which inform the server about the client's capabilities and preferences. The cache control max age equals 0 header indicates that the client is requesting a fresh copy of the resource and not a cached version. This is very nice to even understand what each of these attributes entail. So in many interviews also we are asked to see the level of our knowledge regarding what each of these attributes do. For example, refer policy, status code, request URL, cache control, and so on. This allows people to know that you have a better understanding of the internals behind how a web application works. So after that, it says that the referrer header shows that the request originated from a specific question page, suggesting the user navigated back to the main questions list. So I was at a specific question page, and from there I came to this page. So the referrer says that I was in a specific questions page before I came to this page. The response header shows that the content was sent with content encoding gzip, meaning it was compressed for faster transfer, and the content type text HTML charset UTF-8 confirms that the response is the expected HTML content. So you can see it makes it so much easier to understand what a specific resource is doing and the behind the scenes about it, and you can further on even dial down and ask more questions to this specific response by AI to get an even more simpler understanding by diving deep and talking to it like how you do with any LLM, for example ChatGPT or Gemini and so on. Now this is pretty cool. It makes it so much easier to understand any resource in the network tab and get a better understanding of how large-scale applications work behind the scenes. The network tab is always pretty essential because it helps you understand how much bandwidth a particular website is consuming, and as you already know that the amount of bandwidth a website consumes is directly related to the cost the website incurs. So it's a pretty essential part to understand how the network tab of a particular website works. So utilize this tool as much as you can and try to analyze the resources in the network tab of different websites or any website that you like, for example Netflix, Amazon Prime, or anything that you find fascinating, to understand more about how they work behind the scenes and ultimately get better at engineering at the end of the day. So that's all for the video, but if you have any other ways to understand the network resources in a much better way, then make sure to comment that in the comment section down below. If you found the video insightful, drop a like and subscribe for more.